Hello, welcome to the OU form video tutorial for OU campus. This is a training video that will show you how to create a form that you can place on your web page here at Mesa College. Now there are several ways that you can use this form. You can create it as an interest list. So maybe if you have a program that you're trying to market to students, you can create an interest list that allows them to put their name and information in, and you can contact them back at a future time. Or maybe if you have a newsletter or an event and students are interested in getting on the interest list, that you can possibly collect and then reach back out to them once your newsletter or those events do come up. You have a list of potential students that you can notify. This form can also be used as an application for your program, or maybe even a survey to gauge feedback from services that you provide or an experience that you provide to students. Another way I've seen this form used as an ordering form. So maybe if you're doing a fundraiser, you can potentially put in an ordering form on your web page, as well as any other activities that requires an ordering form. Or some programs have even used this as a quiz or a test, kind of like a part of their onboarding process. So as you can see, there's various ways to use this form. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how to create a form in the OU Campus platform. The first thing you want to do is log into your OU Campus system, which I've done so already, and you can tell I'm in the OU Campus by seeing these edit buttons once you log in. So to begin, you want to go to Content and then select Assets. And then from there, you want to go to the new green button here, and from the drop down, select Form. Alright, what you see now are all the tools you need to create your form. You want to start off by giving your form a name. So you'll just enter test form number 1. And then you can also provide a description of this form if you wish. And then from there, you can start building your form. On the left hand side here are all the elements that you can use to create your form, and we'll just take a few minutes and go over some of these options so you understand how to use them. The first one I want to go over with you is the instructional text. So this is a feature that you would use to maybe describe your form. So it'll be very helpful, especially for the user, to understand what this form is for. So you can just say test form, please fill out. Okay, so that'll be good thing to start off for your form. And then a next option you can also select is the single line text field. This is an element that will ask the user to provide a simple response. So like a one word or one line response to your form. So maybe you can say, what is your favorite color? Okay. And you'll notice once you move from this, this name field here is basically how this field will appear in the backend spreadsheet when all this information is collected. This label field is how this question or element will appear on the actual form. So we'll leave that one as is, but in the backend, instead of the whole question that label written out, maybe I'll just write favorite color. Okay. Help text comes in handy, especially if you want to provide additional instructions for the person filling out the form. So maybe you can say, please enter only one color. Okay, so when they hover over this question, they'll see this help text appear. And then other options include, do you want to make this a required question to fill out? We'll place a check mark there. Multi-line text operates the same way, but it actually provides a larger space for user to enter their information. So maybe you can say, explain why this is your favorite color. All right, moving on. Another form element you can also use are the radio buttons and checkboxes. They both operate about the same way. This just provides the user with multiple selections instead of just one option. So let's go ahead and just create some quick radio buttons, like what is your favorite color from the below options. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just create some selections here. We'll go red, white. Maybe that's not a real color, right? Blue, and how about green? All right, and then again, just the checkboxes provide the same type of format. I like the drop-down option as well. This comes in handy, especially if you have a long list of options you want the user to pick from. So maybe if you want to enter all 64 different crayon colors, the drop-down option will come in handy. The multi-select feature basically allows the user to select multiple selections. Okay, so maybe if you want them to give people the option to pick from 3 different colors or more than one selection, that's what you want to use. All right, the date and time picker is just basically allows the user to enter a date and time for when they submitted this form. All right, so those are basically the general form elements. Before we move on, I just want to enter one more text field. It's the email one, and this one comes in handy in a little bit. Okay, I can also make the validation option. There's also a validation option here that will require the user to enter a valid email address. So maybe if they forgot the Gmail part or the @ symbol, it won't let them proceed. Okay, so if you select the validation option, it kind of forces the users to put in a valid email address. All right, and then lastly, I just want to quickly go over a helpful element here called email messages. This is a cool tool because it allows you to basically receive notification whenever a form is submitted. So you can just put in your name so that you receive this notice when a form is submitted. scdccd.edu, and at the same time, if you want the user to get a copy of this, you just use this code here, the 2 brackets with the word email, and then a double bracket to kind of wrap it, enclose it. So this way, not only will you get a notification, but they will also get a copy of this form submission as well. And then you can also indicate a from address. You can use yours, or you can just say no reply at sdccd.edu, whatever you choose. Okay, you can also include the subject for the email, for the confirmation, and then what that message will say once they receive that confirmation is your form. All right, and then you also want to make sure you select this box here. This includes in the body of that email a copy of all their selections or whatever they filled out on their form. All right, and then to wrap things up is the success message. So once they complete the form, they'll get a message, or you can direct them to a URL address. So maybe if you want to direct them to another page, an external link, or if you wanted to just say, thank you for your submission. Okay, and if you can also enter a failure message. So maybe if they forgot to complete a required element, or maybe just say sorry, something is wrong, please review the form again. All right, and then the submission text button is just basically what you want that button to look like when they're done with the form. So I'm just going to use submit. All right, and then lastly, you want to also make sure that you select this little checkbox here. And this indicates in the system that whatever they fill out is going to be collected in the backend database. Okay, so remember, if you don't check it, that information isn't saved somewhere. All right, once you're done with that, go ahead and click create. Oh, it looks like I have an error message there. Looks like I did not complete the failure message if someone didn't enter the correct email. So I'll just write please enter a valid email. All right, make this a required element. Create. So now that your form is created, you can go ahead and now place this asset onto your web page. So I'm just going to go back and to our Puente page here, and then I want to select edit content, and the tool that you want to use to add this particular form is this option right here. It says insert asset. Once you select that, you want to look for your form, and then a good way to find it is just under the all types drop down menu, select form, and then a list of all the forms in the system will come up. So just look for our form. It was test form number 1. There it is, and then just hit insert, and bingo, right? Well, it doesn't really appear here, but if you save your work and then go in and look at it, and there it is. So there's the form, what's your favorite color, and all of our beautiful form elements. Alright, so now that your form has been created, keep in mind that it is not live on your website yet until you actually hit this publish button. Okay. Now also know that since we have indicated that there's an email option on here, you'll be notified once a submission has been entered into the system. To go in and look at the results, you simply go back to the content feature and select assets, and then from there look for your form, test form number 1, and then if you hover over the review drop down menu, there is a form submissions option there. Then if you select that, you'll be able to go into the back end and look at basically the results of any form that was entered. Okay, so I hope you found this training session helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. So here's my contact information. Again, thank you for taking the opportunity to review this training video. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need any assistance. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.